All right, so we got a late night Jeff passing nuke. Luis Robert Jr. is headed to the New York Mets. I mean, a year ago, especially 2 years ago, we heard rumors about this, but as they happening, the Mets could obviously use another outfielder. Their outfielder right now, currently in center field and left field, is defensive stud Tyrone Taylor, and left fielder Carson Bench, the rookie. Now, one of them will probably be playing. Yeah, they'll be playing left field because Luis Robert Jr. plays a really good, and I mean a really good defensive center field. Now, obviously, we know his offensive game has fell off in the last 2 years. He's, been a shell of his former self offensively. Back-to-back seasons with an 84 WRC plus. The year before that, he had a 129, 111, and then for 66 games in 2021, he was at 155. So yeah, he's still last 2 years he's combined for a 1.9 F4. This looks like, in my opinion, a salary dump because what they got back was Luis Angel Acuna and also Truman Polly, who was not even ranked in their system. And I believe, looking up on him, he's 22 years old, and he's pitched a combined 4.1 innings in his minor league career with just at the A-ball league with the New York Mets system. So, yeah, they drafted him in the 12th round, 373rd out of Harvard. But outside of that, yeah, he has not thrown. So, basically kind of reminiscent of the Nolan Arenado trade. And also, according to Joel Sherman, the Mets are taking on the whole entirety of Robert's contract, which is $20 million this year, and a $20 million club option for next year, or a $20 million buyout. So, yeah, this basically means that you guessed it, Cody Bellinger most likely will not be headed to New York Mets, which gives the Yankees and Brian Cashman even more leeway against Scott Boras and Cody Bellinger, my humble opinion. That takes one guy off the board. Now, you would say, they just acquired $20 million in your whole entire thing. Going to spend a 40 on Bichette, and still be, Uncle Cohen, Uncle Steve, he got money for days. So I'm not going to say 1,000%, but it just seems more likely now that with this trade, that means that Bellinger to the Yankees is even more stronger, I would say. But let's talk about the trade overall as well, not just talk about the Yankees. Luis Robert Jr., what does he bring? So he's 28 years old. He comes with, again, 2 years left to control. One is a club option. He's still a really good defender. Coming off season where he hit 223 with a 297 on base, 364 slugging for a 661 OPS. Still hits the ball decently hard. He has elite bat speed, but he has chase, whiff, and strikeout issues. His walk rate is pretty solid. He's still incredibly quick. But the problem with him is the strikeout rate, man. His strikeout rate. And you'd be like, it's fine when he's hitting 38 homers like he did in 2023 with an 857 OPS, but in the last 2 years, he's combined to hit 28 homers, 14 a pop. He's a stolen base there, but the speed. It's just, the last 2 years, last three really, and it was even good season. 315 on base, 278 on base in 24, and then this past season, 297. Expected batting average of 246. He got unlucky, 223 overall. Expected slug 426. He was at 364, so he got unlucky. Maybe in the dimensions of City Field, maybe better. Still bearing the ball at above average rate. But yeah, just like a pure salary dump, man. 661 OPS, and last season, year before that, it was 657. So, it's definitely volatile for sure. At least at the very worst, Luis Robert hit lefties at a very good pace last season. He hit 258 with a 369 on base, 473 slugging, and an 842 OPS. Against the pitching as righties, it was oblique, 211, 272 on base, 329 slugging, and a 601 OPS. Now, now that I told you what the Mets are getting, Luis Robert Jr., which is center field with really good speed, which is good for defense and on the base pass. He has homer potential, but the last 2 years he's, not been tapped into that. Last 2 games he also dealt with injuries. He's played 100 games in 24 and 110 in 25, so he can definitely still be a 20, 25 homer guy, but that 38 or that 36 we saw in 2023, hopefully, that 38 we saw in 2023, I don't know if we'll get that, but I wouldn't put it past him. He still produces power. Hopefully, the Mets can tap in with him and get that fixed out. But let's talk about the return they're getting for Luis Robert. Again, it seems like more of a salary. I'm getting, guy I mentioned earlier, Truman Polly, 22 years old. He wears number 22, funny enough. And also Luis Angel Acuna, obviously acquired in that trade. I believe that was the Max Scherzer trade to the Texas Rangers, and they end up winning a World Series. Not really because of Max Scherzer, but and they traded, and obviously the ground side with them in free agency as well. That 4-year deal. Then he had Tommy John surgery. But he bounced back this season. Velocity took a little bit of a dip just to stay healthy a little bit, but yeah, Luis Angel Acuna. Now he plays multiple positions. He's not shown really to hit at the major league level. Last year he played 81 games at second, 7 games at short, 6 games at third, and 2 in center field. He had a 65 WRC plus and a .4 F WAR. 224, 234 average, 293 on base, 274 slug. It was just, he just has not been able to show that he can hit at the major league level. And he's a super utility guy, but, those can basically grow on trees. 567 OPS. He's only 23 years old. He comes with a good amount of control as well. He's not even, he has a lot of control because he's in the first year really or basically he's still in pre-ARB. So, yeah. 24, 25, 26, and then he has 3 years of ARB, and then he has a lot of control left. Let me see how many years of control overall does Luis Angel Acuna have? Let me quickly just do a Google search real quick. He has team control into. I really don't know why I can't see it, but y'all know. He has this year. He has 2 years of pre-ARB and then 3 years, so that's at least 5 years of control off the top of my head. Please let me know if I messed that up or not. But yeah, Luis Robert Jr. or Luis Robert Jr. You are a New York Met. Looks like a salary dump. Again, Acuna can play different positions, but he hasn't been able to show that he can hit at the major league level. And Paulie has thrown 4.1 innings in his career for a $20 million Luis Robert Jr., who has his game offensively has just stymied in the last 2 years. He's been a shell of his former self. The on base, the low average, the low OPS, the low WRC plus, the injury concerns. Like, there's definitely concerns with a guy like Luis Robert Jr., Luis Robert Jr. But he's an immensely talented, he's an immensely talented player. And why not take the gamble instead of maybe going out and be like, oh, do I really want to give Cody Bellinger a high AAV 4-year deal like a la Bo Bichette, or a la Kyle Tucker, but Bichette was 3 years, or do I want to give Bellinger 5? The Yankees giving him 5. Probably wants to be in there because he's the Yankee Stadium merchant. Or let me give him another year. Let me give him 6, maybe lower AV, or maybe Yankees maybe on the back burner offering a 6 and like, let me offer a 7. He really wants 7, and then like, yeah, I'll make it lower AAV, and he's like, yeah, I know about that. I just saw what Kyle Tucker and Bo Bichette got higher that AAV, maybe on a short-term deal potentially. Maybe that short-term deal for him is 5 because you want 7. I don't know, but yeah, Luis Robert Jr. You are a New York Met, and they're getting back what's it called? Paulie and also Luis Angel Acuna. Now, let me quickly look at this one White Sox fan that I do know on my timeline just to see what his thoughts on all of this is real quick. Okay, so Luis Robert Jr. Yikes. My dog, Shy Sox fan Mike. Dude, he literally just getting blitzed right now in the replies because he just said, I'm excited to see what Luis Robert Jr. can do in this new lineup. I still believe in him. 8:56. It is now 11:37. He's getting absolutely blitzed, and he has not tweeted since. And the last thing he replied to, after somebody said he's asked, is, you really can't stop commenting on my tweets. And just went back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Yeah. So, still a believer in Luis Robert Jr. He has not tweeted since after the news, so we're good to see just of all of that. But anyway, so I just want to comment below. How do you guys feel about getting rid of Luis Robert Jr.? That's been how do you guys feel about acquiring Luis Robert Jr. and how do you think this bodes for the Cody Bellinger news? You guys think that Bellinger is now headed back to New York, or what happened in terms of all of that? But Luis Robert Jr. and $22 million guaranteed left, including this season, and then $20 million for next year, plus a buyout for Luis Robert Jr. headed to the New York Metropolitans. Again, this is taken by Cody Bellinger. We'll see at the end of the day. But Yankees, please do not give in. 5 years, 160, 32 AV, the fourth highest or third highest, right over Mookie Betts for an outfielder in the history of the sport. Lord, pray for us all. But yeah, let's see how this all transpires. And at the end of the day, let's go Yankees!